There's 9 ways to get ahead of 99% of high schoolers, and the first one's dropping out, but not literally. I'm going into my senior year of high school, and this advice would have made me jacked, happier, and richer much earlier. And so what do I mean by dropping out? Most high schools offer a secret program where you can drop your in-person classes for online ones, and it got me out of school 4 hours earlier. And honestly, they're easier than in-person classes, so you can skip half of school and do whatever you want. This program goes by many names like CCP, online program, whatever. You just search up your school's name with online program after it, and you'll be able to find it. Secondly, you need to follow the 1 ear method. When you were a child, your parents gave you a lot of advice like don't walk onto the street, don't touch the stove, don't walk at night alone. They gave you genuinely good advice that helped you survive, and as you grew up, they gave you more advice that worked. Since they're your parents, you learn to trust them and take their advice, so you use both of your ears to listen and learn. But now there's a problem. You're at a point in your life where you're conscious of your decisions and don't need help making them. This means that you can choose between any 2 decisions, this class or that, this girl or that, this career or that. It's no longer about survival, but about personal growth. But your parents are still gonna give their own advice. And this is where most arguments usually start. You might want to go down a different path, but because your parents' advice worked in the past, you feel bad for not listening to them. At this point, you're either on 2 sides. You listen to your parents because you don't want to disappoint them, which makes you destroy your dreams. Or you argue back because you don't want to listen to them, which destroys your relationship with them. Not great choices, but there is a third option. Let me ask you this. Do you want to live the life your parents have lived? This question made me go to my mom and ask her, do you want me to achieve more than you? And she replied, of course I do. So I asked her, then why should I take your advice on how to live my life? It was a dead silence. If you want to live a life better than your parents, why are you taking advice from them? Most of what you're doing right now is because of what others expected of you. It could be your parents, but also your uncle or your friends or your school. We're told to get good grades, which is a social game. It makes your parents look better to other parents. We're told to go to college, which is another social game. It makes you seem educated and your parents even more so. It was never for the education itself, but for them to boost their own status. And I'm not saying you should entirely ignore your parents, because they can still give you good advice for some parts of your life, but not all of it. And that's why you should only listen with 1 ear. Listen to what they say, think about where they've reached in their own lives with that advice, and ask yourself if you want to end up in that same place. If you don't, discard the advice. But listening with 1 ear isn't only with your parents. We wear the type of clothes we wear to attract a certain group and show them, look, I'm a part of your group. If you're part of a gaming group, you'll play literal games where you spend most of your time trying to improve your gaming skills to impress your friends. And you could use this to your advantage. If you're part of a group that works out, you'll start playing the workout game where you try to have the same muscle or heavy lifts that your friends do. Or the business game where you try to make the most money. If you figure out these games early, you can start playing the right ones, which can lead you to success much early on. But if you play the wrong ones, you'll end up fat and ugly at 18, wondering where it all went wrong. And to stop playing the wrong games, you need to realize that most of your friends aren't your friends. Let's say you get invited by your friends to play Rocket League, so you get on and mess around with each other. You play for about an hour and leave, going back to your normal life. But let's go to another universe where Rocket League didn't exist. Would you guys still be friends? Most of the time, the answer will be no. That means all of your friends are fake. You guys are only playing with each other because that game exists. If that game didn't exist, they won't be your friend in the first place. But that's not even the worst part. Your friends are keeping you a loser. You set up an identity with these people, maybe as a quiet, funny, exciting kid. But now if you're trying to evolve in your own life, you start wearing better clothes, start acting nicer, working out a bit, your friends will try to fit you back into the identity you first showed them, which is not where you want to be. Once you stop trying to connect with these people, you realize how much you've been watering dead plants. Now this doesn't mean you gotta be lonely. For the last 3 years, I've only had 1 to 2 close friends. Everyone else I've shut out because they don't fit the criteria I set. So how do you find good friends? Well, you gotta ask yourself 2 questions. Has my life gotten better since they entered my life? And would I go to war with this person? If it got better since they entered your life, that means they're smarter than you in some way, and that's rubbing off on you. If you would go to war with this person, that means you trust they won't betray you for their own life and would rescue you if required, and that they also have hard goals that they work to achieve. So what you're getting from these friends is 3 things: high intelligence or smartness, high integrity or honesty, and high drive or hard goals. If your current friend genuinely fits within these 3, I can guarantee they'll be friends with you for life. And if they don't fit this, cut them out right now. Delete their Snapchat, Discord, phone number, anything, and find people who actually care for you. I'll be honest and say you'll be alone most of the time, and that's okay. It takes time to develop something deep with a few people. But the question is, how do you find these people? Well, you gotta be the activator. The activator is the person who starts the activities, not just go to them. So for example, if everyone was free this weekend, he would try to put together some activity that they can all do that weekend just to spend time together. If you start setting any event, literally even going to the park with your friends, you'll realize that more of them want to meet than you can ever imagine. Here's the truth. It's not just you who's socially awkward. Everyone is. They're just better at hiding it than you are. Most people can't say, yo guys, let's do something this weekend because they're worried about getting rejected by their friends. I used to act super confident even though on the inside I was actually scared to talk to people. I wish I could go back and just start more events and just fight that feeling of what if they say no. But the problem was I didn't start many activities because I asked for permission rather than asking for forgiveness. What this means is I was too scared to go out and mess around to get those experiences. One time I had this idea for a prank where I was gonna take my speaker, put it behind the school toilet, and when someone went in there, locked the door and sat down, I was gonna play the loudest fart noise in the world, and I knew it was gonna be so funny, bro. Like, I wish I did it. But the reason I didn't do it is because in my mind I kept on saying, oh, what if I get in trouble? Oh, what if someone finds out? Oh, what if it's a big black guy who tries to beat me up later? And I never did it. So instead of asking people, can I do this? Can I start this business? Can I do this prank? Literally just do it. You can always apologize after and settle the beef with the big black guy so you don't break some bones or anything. And once you start doing these things, you gotta make sure you start recording them. So imagine today was the day you graduated high school. Sit down in your room. I'm finally out of there. You go to the YouTube channel where you recorded everything about the lows you had looking back in nostalgia, and know that 20 years from now, you'll watch these back and remember the memories that you set for yourself. There were a lot of times in high school where I struggled or didn't want to share a problem with my friends. So I took a journal and wrote something down for 1 year straight. I also went to my YouTube channel. I uploaded random videos of myself that I know I'd look back on in the future. You don't even need to make them public. You can private them so it's just for you. And these videos now, I look back at myself in freshman and sophomore year and I'm just like, wow, I was really like that. And it reminded me I've never actually taken a picture of fireworks or some big event, New Year's Eve or on my birthday. Most of the picture I have are of small events, a random sunset when I was just sitting with my friends or group pictures with my friends. It's not the big events you're gonna look back on. New Year Eve comes every year, your birthday comes every year, but you won't be able to look back at the one time you threw your friend's shoe into the lake or you caught your friend searching up double D's on their phone in class. I get nostalgic the most when I read the low points in my life or when I had to recover and start something new. If you're at a point right now where you feel like everything's just messed up, you don't know where to go, you don't know what you're doing, record it. Trust me, you'll look back and be like, I actually got out of that. You can show it to your kids in the future. You can get out of this too. And when I had these problems, I also remember how I solved them, and it was using something called the boomer method. One day I was coming back from school absolutely pissed because I got a horrible test on a grade. Like, I can't even mention it, bro. It was just damn. But on the way back, I wasn't worried because I knew I had someone to talk to. It was an old person, not a real one though. It was a wrinkled, wiser, more jacked version of me. This is my 85-year-old self, who I usually found in my journal where I'd have a conversation with him, and it goes something like this. Yo, what's up, bro? What's up, my dog? Yeah, so I got a horrible grade today, like my grade not looking too good and all that. And wait a second, bro, you telling me that I'm gonna remember that grade you got? What was it? Nah, I'm not trying to share it, bro. Well, I don't remember either, so it doesn't even matter. Yeah, you're right. It won't even matter 3 years from now. Facts, dog. Stop worrying about it. Any other problems you got? Yeah, so there's this baddie. So yeah, I pretty much talked to this 85-year-old self about all my problems because one, he has the best interest in mind for me, and he knows the most about me because he is me. So literally just type as if you were talking to him and press enter to move to the next line afterwards. And you realize that all that's happening in the boom method is you starting to think longer term. I see these videos on YouTube like 10K a month at 16, millionaire at 18, 80 million at 23. I'm like, these people are winning. What am I doing wrong? Then I realized that the reason they got rich so early is because they started even earlier. Look at Iman Gadzhi. He started his business at 14, didn't make his first 10K per month until 16, and made his first million at 21. That's 7 years of waiting and working. What all these young millionaires had in common was a long timeline backed with a love for doing the thing that they were doing. So you want to become a millionaire? Give yourself 5 years. You want to get fit? Give yourself 2 years. There's no hurry to reach these marks because you literally have 10 years to hit anything you want. Now, during these years where you're thinking long term, there's 3 habits that you gotta hit. One that will make you smart, one that will make you money, and one that will make you fit. To make yourself smart, you can do literally anything that's consuming information. I love to read, but I didn't start reading books on business right away. I actually started with science fiction and then went into dystopian novels, then science nonfiction, then the hard sciences, then science and philosophy, then business philosophy. And this over a span of 2 years. The way to start reading more is to read what you love until you love to read. To get fit, I loved working out, but you might like hiking or rock climbing or basketball. The best workout is the one you would show up to every single day. And most of the time, people start taking the harder route because they think it's supposed to be hard to get fit. Here's an example, right? If you use the row machine at a gym, you'll burn about 1,000 calories in an hour. So if you want to lose 1 pound of fat, you'll have to do that boring thing over and over for 2 hours straight while hating it. But on the other hand, a game of singles in tennis also burns 1,000 calories an hour. So you're actually having fun while losing weight. People make things harder than they're supposed to be. Workouts are supposed to be easy if you love to do them. Tennis can be your workout. For basketball, you can burn up to 300 to 400 calories an hour. There's no end goal to playing tennis or to playing basketball. You're just gonna do these habits because you like to do them and it makes you fit. Now, to make money, the advice of follow your passion is actually BS, because if you followed your passion of playing video games, you'd be broke. What you gotta do is find the intersect between what you like to do and what the world needs. Let's say you love frozen yogurt, but your local frozen yogurt store only offers 2 flavors. Now you can go out and make your own business that offers 5 flavors or 10 flavors so that you're doing something better while selling something that you like. All you gotta do is take what you like, see who else is selling it, and just do it better than them. And the 9th piece of advice is to forget all this advice. Look, your life is a firefly blink in the night. This is the only time you'll ever get to have the freedom to do anything and be free from the consequences of them. There's no point in being miserable for no reason. You're just wasting your own precious time on this earth having emotions you don't even want to have. Now look, your teenage years are a lot like chocolate. You pop the chocolate in your mouth at 13 and you feel a huge burst of new flavors. It's sweet and exciting and it tastes amazing. While the chocolate's melting in your mouth, years pass by. You get new experiences, your first date, your first kiss, your first car, and then the chocolate's gone. You remember the exact moment you put it in your mouth, but all the time in between when you were distracted with all your work, your priorities, school, homework, you forgot it was in your mouth. You want more chocolate, but that was the last piece. So enjoy your chocolate, because one day you'll be in my position, down to the last piece, asking myself where all the chocolate went and forgetting about all the others I ate.